with that performance, fresh bye to come out and 72-point win. Felt like you kind of kick-started me after that first quarter to get the game on return in the second term.
Yeah, the first quarter wasn't ideal. The start was okay, but certainly in the second quarter we got going, and I thought it was a strong performance. It was nice to see George Stevens come in and have an impact. I don't care who you are when you lose two of your best players sort of pre-game. We knew about Stengel, a good 24 hours out, so at least we could plan a little bit for that one. Bailey waking up sick made it a little bit harder. So, you're always a bit on edge when you haven't played for a couple of weeks, not sure how you're going to come out, lose a couple of good players. It was sort of the recipe for a bit of a slow start. And that's probably the way it played out, but I thought we arrested it pretty quickly, and it was a strong performance.
What did you make of George Stevens' debut?
Yeah, we really liked it. I mean, I'm certainly not saying that we forecast it necessarily, because we have made him bide his time a little bit in the VFL, but we were confident that he could come in and display the traits that he's shown at VFL level immediately at the AFL level. It's rare for a very young player to come in, make his debut, play virtually as a permanent on-baller against seasoned players. Like, you can disregard Richmond's ladder position when it comes to the midfield. You're talking Prestia, Taranto, Hopper, Nankervis is in there. They're an experienced, high-quality group of players, and George looked at home right from the start, which is, again, they're high expectations from us, but we were confident he could deliver on that.
Was it just a warning thing, or just a bit of illness?
So I'm told. I mean, I'll probably follow up a little bit more, but experience tells me that when the medical staff tell you something and it's emphatic, then the next questions don't matter. You just got to move on and get on with it. So it was a bit of a reshuffle, but maybe it's... I mean, a debutant coming in was good, but maybe it does speak to the fact that there's a little bit more depth in that midfield group than maybe we've had the previous couple of years.
You bring Jack Bowles comes in, and he had a great game in the VFL last week, so obviously there is guys waiting to kind of come in and fill the role quite easily.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we'd love to keep building a flexible group. I think the best teams in history definitely prioritise cohesion, but unless you have that flexibility, if something goes wrong, you just can't be in a position where one or two things going wrong completely destabilises you. So guys like Jack Bowes, even Jack Martin coming in. We chose not to use Mitch Duncan tonight because he'll play VFL tomorrow, so didn't see the point of having him out there for 15 minutes and maybe getting a cork and risking that game time. But those sort of guys with flexibility we really value.
Just your blokes to come in, there's some amazing talent out of this team, right? Coney, Smith,
Stengel. Yeah.
I know I'm missing a couple of names. It's a war of attrition in these last couple of months, and Cam Guthrie, we're trying to ease back in at the right time, and a lot of clubs are in the same boat. The importance of that, Chris, and what's going to be a pretty tight final series, you think?
Yeah, we've thought that's important for the last decade or so, but probably the whole time at Geelong we've always thought that the season is a marathon, but with the benefit of hindsight, I think it's been harder in the last few years than it's ever been. And so there's a couple of things there. You need a bit of luck. Like, the team that wins it always gets a bit of luck. Like, it's true that the best team generally wins, but not many teams win it when a whole lot of things go wrong. And it's hard to plan for all of that bad luck, but you can a little bit. And that's probably the point about having some flexibility and having some depth and managing that squad so that, if at all possible, you can have, your best players up and going when it really counts. But that was, to be frank, easier 10, 15 years ago than it is now, because it just feels like every week's hard work.
And come again next week, Giants at home. Another big test for you.
Yeah, we'd rather play them in Sydney than here. So, yeah, it is a big test.
Jeremy Cameron made everyone wait until he kicked his 7th
Well, he had a few shots, didn't he? Yeah. He did. When did he kick the 700? Was in the. So he missed one from point blank range on the halftime side. Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry, is that what you meant? Okay, I'm slow on the uptake. We're already in the stairwell. I just assumed that he would kick it, but couldn't believe it when he missed it. He had enough shots tonight. I mean, he's in good form, the big fella. So that's probably to your point, Roger, about you just can't pace yourself in this season, but you do need to put some thought into how you can get everyone up and going when it really counts. I mean, we're still a fair way from qualifying at the moment, but if you don't plan for it, you'll get caught out. So.
It's still got to just about that. I thought that Guthrie was huge tonight. Just he's so unassuming sometimes to come out with those type of performances. It's going to be really pleasing for him.
Yeah, he's been a very, very good player for a long period of time now. I'm not sure Mackie's been top 3 in our best and fairest the last. Anyway, he's been around that mark. It's sort of, I think I said a couple of years ago that, the transformation in that guy through hard work has just been phenomenal. He's a really high level AFL player now.
Brian Myers had a really good game.
Yeah, Grimes, he's important to us. This is a bit where I don't want to explain too much about how he plays, but it's clear that when he plays well, we play well.
He got a few bronze cheers in the Brisbane game. It was a nice response from him as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I was just reading up about it. There's a bit of commentary around.
Oh, yeah.
That the Geelong supporters were a bit fierce on him, and that he had a bit of a quieter outing against Brisbane. He certainly responded.
I'd be surprised if they were Geelong supporters. They might have, but I've always had this theory that the great players get booed, most of the time by the opposition, but it's like when they booed Gary Ablett, and it's like every time he got the ball, it's like, it's going to be a long night. Anyway, I don't put too much thought into that sort of stuff.
Coaches are notoriously grumpy creatures. Is there anything other than the first quarter that you will be pulling them up about in the post-mortem this week?
Oh yeah, I mean, there are always things, but it just felt a bit old school early on in that we thought a lot of it was just execution stuff. Fumbles here and fumbles there, little ball handling issues or skill errors. But God, I've never been the sort of coach that tries to coach that stuff. That's suburban level stuff, but. No, so look, we've. I know you're trying to make me be critical, but we've come away pretty positive. We're feeling okay about where we are.
You got a clean slate, I think.
Injury-wise, yeah.
Which is cool.
Yep.
It's your 350th day. Must be nice to reach a milestone.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's not my thing really, but I guess it's nice acknowledgement that I've been around. And I really do appreciate the support of, not just the Geelong Footy Club, but the Geelong people. My family's made Geelong our home for 15 years now. My daughter was born here, and I just really feel privileged to be a part of it. Because again, the role that luck plays in success is really obvious if you're honest when you look back. And it's not as if I chose Geelong. I was lucky to end up here, and they've been pretty good to me. So yeah, to be around this long is something I'm very appreciative of.